So guys, I think I'm gonna show you the perfect way how to review this car. It's almost new Cadillac Escalade ESV with 3.0 Duramax turbo diesel engine. Give me a second, I need to add something really important for Los Angeles City before I'm gonna drive it and show it to you. So as all people living in New York or Los Angeles, you pretty much know this kind of car. It might gonna be the Uber driver, or it might gonna be the celebrity driving, or sitting on the back seat, or something like that. So usually, most of the time, the huge SUV, black, it's something belongs to livery service, like not your everyday driving SUV as a family. So that's why I add that number just in case, so the people gonna know what I'm driving. So it is a massive SUV. It's a huge, it is an icon in the SUV world, and especially here in Los Angeles. A lot of people love it, but it's kind of pricey, so you might not gonna want to buy it, this kind of SUV, for that kind of money. 100,000 for this. Is it too much or not? Let me know. And what do you guys think about the diesel engine, Duramax 3.0, 6-cylinder inline? Is it worth it to buy the diesel engine these days or not? We actually gonna discover that, I hope, by the end of this video, because I'm gonna do calculation on that. And also at the end of this video, I'm gonna tell you one thing this car has, what the other German car has right now, and also Japanese cars. They all kind of have the same option. So under the hood of this beautiful SUV, we have a 3.0 Duramax, 277 horsepower. That's more than enough for this car. First of all, they've been doing it for the Silverado and Sierra, but they decided to go on a SUV also. In my opinion, it is kind of cool to have a diesel engine on SUV, because everywhere in Europe you might find a lot of SUV driving on a diesel engine, even if it's a luxury. But here in the United States, most of the time people thinking like it's a huge SUV, Cadillac or Yukon, it's supposed to be gasoline engine. So I have almost zero experience with 3.0 Duramax engine, but those engine production company, they just going crazy. Look at the oil, what is supposed to be 0.20 for the diesel engine. So sooner or later it's going to be 0.5. Is it like enough for this? Usually it's supposed to be something higher than 0.20, but we'll see after several years how this engine surviving on the Escalade and the other trucks. Do they have a lot of problems or not? I didn't see over 100,000 miles Duramax engine yet, but I know for a fact this car been at the dealership already for the engine problem, and it's not so many miles on it yet. So this huge Cadillac Escalade ESV, 7 seats and a lot of trunk area right there. So this car gonna impress you not only by size and engine, also there is a lot of technology, 2 ways to get into the trunk area. You can open just the glass, as always on a huge SUV. Look, actually that's an interesting part. So the windshield wiper, the back window wiper stays on the place, only glass going up. And the second option, you can push on the emblem and the whole trunk lid gonna open for you. Look at those tail lights. It's not only the design of it, you have to do a lot of engineering besides the lightning just going up, kind of running around. It's also from the side, you're not going to be able to see clearly that yellow and red light until you're going to get to the back of the car. So now I can see the red and the yellow, and it's just amazing tail light. So the Cadillac Escalade, it is comfortable sitting and driving for me as a driver, and there is a lot of tons of options what's making my drive so comfortable. And also there is some options for the back seats. For example, I can drop the seats, I can use the rear climate control from my side. So I do not have any questions about the quality. What I found in this car, the master switch, it's actually from 2017 Chevy Volt, and what I don't understand, why on the cars like Cadillac ELR or maybe Cadillac CTS, they doing this cover, cup holder cover, power one. So basically the one exists on other cars, you just push the button and it's going all the way down and closing the cup holders, you pushing it back and it's opening itself. But here it's a manual, so this car 100,000 and you have to do this one manually. It would be much nicer if they would apply the same lead as the other Cadillacs. So what's going on the back of this Escalade ESV? There is a captain chair, so basically it's more comfortable for you or for your passengers to go on the back. Again, for the family SUV purpose, I don't like that kind of stuff. I like bench instead. Huge panoramic roof, heated seats, and the climate control for the back passengers. That's probably it. So there is no screens on the back, it's all optional. You can order one or you can put your own iPad right there. You have a charger, you can even plug it 110 and you're not gonna have a problem to power in those iPads. So the diesel engine on this car running perfectly quiet, and we're gonna go right now on the driving experience and I'm gonna show you some cool things that this car has. Let's go. So guys, this car, I would say massive SUV, and it's a super technology car. There is a lot of things, like for example this cluster camera. So basically what I was trying to do several minutes, I've been trying to drive it and look only on the cluster, not on the windshield. And since this car has adaptive cruise control, besides that it can hold the steering wheel for you while you driving. So what I can do, I can put the seat down and changing the lane. Wow, the car is changing the lane itself without me touching it. So basically that lane I've been going in went down from 65 to 55 and the car decided to change the lane itself. It's basically autopilot. So the car drives itself like a Tesla, and in case something going on a freeway, it's gonna stop the car completely or it's gonna change the lane like this car just did. And what else? We have this kind of sport, I would say Formula One steering wheel, but it's a M style or Porsche or any other cool hypercars. So I have a light on the steering wheel right there on the top and it shows green, means the active cruise control, it's active right now and it's working. As soon as I step on the brake pedal, it's gonna blink red and that's it. It's gonna ask you to take the steering wheel, so basically control over the car. Other than that, let's put it on the adaptive cruise control and let's talk a little bit about this car. So the cluster itself has a little bit different style, so we basically can drive as a AR camera or we can go on the map and see the navigation, see where we're going, and it's trying to change the line again itself without me touching the steering wheel. That's not me, that's the technology. So car decided we have to take the left lane. And besides all that kind of stuff, there is a heads-up display, shows you're on active cruise control, your mileage, and what else I can see, distance to empty, yes, and you probably can play with that. So that panoramic roof, it's massive. There is a lot of sun going inside the car right now. If you want to, if you don't want to, just close it. And since we got this ESV black on black, it's still cool. Look at the seats, look at that white edges, they're going everywhere, all around the seat. So, and it kind of giving you a little bit more comfort, I would say so, because black and black, it's like the Uber driver car. But it's not only Uber driver car, it is a family SUV, it is a business class, or it's luxury, whatever. That's why it's called premium luxury Cadillac Escalade ESV with diesel engine. So guys, look how cool is this iPod. So when I'm going 25, 30, it should be fine because we have a limit 35 miles an hour. So as soon as I go a little bit over 35, it's gonna turn red. So as we have right now, 3.0 6-inline cylinder turbo diesel engine, 277 horsepower and 623 Newton meter torque. That's why actually we do have a 600D badge on the trunk lid. And so the Cadillac GM claiming this car is supposed to make 27 mpg on the highway and 21 in a city. Definitely it's much better than the gas engine. So the gas engine is supposed to do 18 mpg on the highway and only 14 mpg in a city, but in reality this diesel engine in a city gonna give you between 18 and 20, and the gasoline engine in city of LA, from my experience, it's gonna give you about 12 mpg in the city. That's absolutely unacceptable, I would say, for the family SUV. But again, if you're using it for the business, that's not bad at all. So you basically a little bit used to actually overpay. Right now the prices for this car, it's only $100 difference between engine, the gasoline engine and the diesel engine. And let's see what's the noise level in this car. So that's the perfect car for the long trip. To be honest with you, I don't like those kind of cars in a city. It's hard to park, it's burning a lot of gas, or the diesel, doesn't matter. So you spend a lot of money for basically the box. As a whole car, it's a huge box with a lot of cool options. But again, if it's a short distance within the city, you're not gonna use them all, like adaptive cruise control, maybe when you sit in the traffic. But in general, if you want to take this car from LA all the way to Las Vegas, yes, that makes sense, and I think it's the best car to do that. Or if you wanna, go out somewhere and take a lot of friends and go to a nightclub or a restaurant in style, that's the car probably you're gonna order through the Uber app. Other than that, in my opinion, to keep it for yourself, it's kind of useless. A lot of space, a lot of money for the gas. It's not easy to park. It's not easy to be on. I mean, it's kind of easy to drive it and handle it, but in general, I would, enjoy more of driving some small SUV. So as the conclusion of my driving experience on this Cadillac Escalade ESV, is it worth it to buy 100,000 SUV on a daily? It might be if you do need that kind of car in your life. This is not a bad option at all. It's gonna be on demand always, because people using it for the taxi delivery and all other purposes. It is good on gas, good on diesel, since we already calculated it's going to be a little bit cheaper than on 6.2 gasoline engine, that's for sure. And it's just cool car, full of options, tons of options. And like I said, this car on demand, even right now, you have to pre-order one. You might gonna find it somewhere far away from Los Angeles available right now, and they might gonna ask over sticker for that car. But in general, Los Angeles, if you're gonna go to the dealer, they might not gonna have it. Like I checked 2-3 dealers around, they don't have it in stock. It's either in the transit, or you have to order one and wait about 3, 4, 6 months maybe to get your car. So it is a high demanded SUV. So this beautiful massive SUV with diesel engine, definitely worth attention. And if you never tried that kind of car yet, just rent one for the weekend or for your trip to Las Vegas, or maybe between states, or maybe somewhere else. It's super nice. You're gonna love it. I do not know anyone who hate this kind of car. I mean, for me, like I say, it might be a little bit too big, too oversized. Even I have a family and I have a kids, it still is ESV kinda too much for me, a little bit too much. The regular one should be much better, but I don't like to spend that kind of money on a gas daily. So as we have a diesel engine on this Cadillac, and right now you're gonna see the gas prices and the diesel prices here in Los Angeles in April. So basically we have a 87 gas for $5.19 and the diesel we have a $5.09. So this car gonna take 28 gallon on a full tank. As we see, for the diesel we're gonna spend 142 approximately on a full tank, and $5.19 on 28 gallon, 145. So about 145, 150 on a full tank for the gas or diesel. But the diesel engine, GM claiming supposed to be 21 in the city and 23 combined, versus gasoline engine gonna be about 14 mpg in the city and 16 combined. So you are getting around 7-8 better mpg on a diesel engine, but the cost of the gas right now and the diesel about the same.